My mom was just sketchy altogether. And we never heard the stories about our family. I heard stories, a couple of stories from my grandfather when I went out there for the summer, when I was in high school. And then when my uncle moved in with us, he told me a lot of stories that I knew. And there were some really good, fun stories.
I think I got storytelling from my dad. There was always something he was doing, and he always shared it. And it was a lot of times funny and memorable. So we did that. We'd do stuff, and then you'd come in and with a group of people, and you know what just happened to me? Somebody once asked my brother, how come you and, they called me Joe, how come you and Joe always have stories? And Mark said, everybody has stories. And they said, I don't have stories. He said, yeah, you do. He said, well, I grew up in Phoenix in the metro area, and I don't have stories. He goes, yes, you do. You got stories. He goes, no, you guys were out caving, and you guys were getting rattlesnakes, and you guys were jumping off cliffs, and you were guys who were doing all this. He goes, well, didn't you do anything? Well, he said, not really. Well, part of me growing up was adventure. I had so much adventure. Small town, graduating class of 100. But my mom would say, okay, in the summertime, be home for lunch and then be home for dinner. And it wasn't like we were hooligans, but we were all over the place doing all kinds of things. So we had hundreds of stories. What's that?
You were hooligan.
Yeah, but we never got caught, never got arrested. I need to tell you a story that comes to mind. So Arizona has a rule that you can't have fireworks anytime. And somebody came back from Texas or something and brought fireworks. And so all of us, there was 5 of us that hung out together, my brother and I, and then 3 other guys. And we were all just popping firecrackers once in a while, put them in a gourd, put them in an ant hole, but not just like in the string. We took the strings part of the firecrackers and then used them individually. They last longer. So here we are walking down, and a sheriff stops us. And there's 5 of us, and we all have our pockets full of firecrackers. And he said, well, boys, I got to tell you, you know, fireworks are not legal. And we said, yes, we know that. And he said, so I'm going to have to confiscate your fireworks. And so everybody took a few firecrackers out of their pocket and put them on the hood of his car. And an actor that I am, I say that because this is what I did.
Hooligan.
The hooligan, Suze says. I hung my head like I was really guilty. I shuffled up to his car. I reluctantly put my hand in my pocket, took out 3 or 4 and put them on him as if it was the last fireworks that in the world. I know it's fun, but that's how I was, okay? That's the kind of stories we have. We're just full of fun in life. I put him there and he said, okay, boys, that's it. Okay, we're in such a small town, everybody knew my dad. And so we'd say, what's your name? And then we'd say our name. And he goes, oh, you're Bud's boys. My brother was with me, and we'd say yes. He asked another kid, Gary, what's your last name? He told him, he goes, oh, you're Earl's boy, who was a highway patrolman. Everybody knows that. So we couldn't get away with anything, but we got away with everything. And so I hung my head, put my firecrackers on his hood and walked back like, oh, we got busted. He drove off. We went to another part of the neighborhood and had the rest of our firecrackers. One other thing that is interesting, my boys will enjoy this. The gas station next door to us got rid of all of its rubber hoses. They wanted to change them out. They used to have water hose for filling water into your radiator and an air hose to fill your tires up. Well, they just threw them out. Well, we shared a garbage area with them, and my brother and I found these hoses. So we tied these hoses to a tree on a cliff, and then we were tied the rubber hose to us, and we were running back and forth on the cliff to just jumping from hillock to hillock or bump to bump. And the hose would stretch, and we were like yipping and hollering all the way across and back and forth. That's the kind of adventures my brother and I and our friends had when we were growing up.
See, I was more in a city and much more tame. I mean, let's go build a garden in the backyard or something. But I mean, we were, downtown LA. We didn't have that kind of freedom. Oh, let's be back. And a mom who wasn't there most of the time, she left us on her own. So our stories I don't have those freedom stories.
I was 18, 22, 23, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And John, who's kind of a player, would say, hey, I met the girl down in number 1. We were in number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Her name's Suze, and she's going to have some friends over for games tonight. So we had a friend from college over. His name was Mitch. So there was John and Mitch and I in 3. And we thought, oh, if Suze has 3 friends, that would be fun. So we went and we said, who's going to ask if we can play games with them? Because Suze was having some friends over for games. So none of us had the courage to even just do it. So we made a pact. Here's what we're going to do. We were playing dominoes. We flipped all the dominoes so they were blank. You couldn't see them. They said, whoever draws the double blank has to go knock on the door and ask if we can play games. So John drew, Mitch drew, and I drew the double blank. First draw. So, okay, I got to do it. And their comment was, we would, if we had drawn it, so you have to, that guilt thing that we would have if we did. So we did. I walked outside. It was probably November or something because it was cold. I don't remember.
I think it was October,
exactly
November.
When it was. And I stood my back against our door for about 5 minutes, and then I came back in. And they said, what did they say? I said, I couldn't do it. I couldn't knock. And they said, you have to go knock. You drew it. I said, I can't. You have to. So I did it again. I walked outside. This time I walked down to her door, but I didn't knock, and I walked back. And I walked in, and they said, what did she say? And I said, I couldn't do it. You have to do it. We would. We would have. And I'm like, okay, fine. So this time I walked out the door, walked right down, and I knocked. I committed. And Suze opened the door, and I could see past her, and those 3 friends that were with her were guys, all playing board game. And so then I don't remember exactly how I said it, but I asked if we could come down and play games with her. And she said yes. And then I went back and got the guys.
Yeah, and we all played games.
That's right.
We were going to watch a game or something or a movie or something on the TV. I forgot what it was. And then my friends left like one by, I don't remember. And then you guys came over and played. I think you're the only one that came and played. Or did you guys all come and play?
John and Mitch didn't stay very long, but I remember because they weren't what we expected.
Right.
So we stayed a while.
And then we just hung out after that. It's like, he had a car, I didn't. It's like, hey, I'm going to go do my laundry at the laundromat. Okay.
Do you have to do laundry? We they drove her to do laundry, and it's kind of a first date, but not a date.
No, our first date was a picnic in the woods, and we got lost in the rain.
Oh, that was so odd. I don't get lost in the woods.
No, he doesn't get lost.
I know where my truck is. We walked. we had a grocery bag with some cheese, crackers, meat. We had our dog with us. We had something to drink. We had a blanket. And we walked from our car just a little ways away to a glade in the woods. Okay? And then when it was time to go, the car wasn't there. It wasn't even, we thought it was within sight.
Well, we thought we could see it like, oh, we just walked right to there.
And we couldn't. And I said, this is so strange. So now we pick up our stuff, and it's kind of raining off and on. And I said, I know where to get back to the road, because anything from on the mountain is downhill to the road. So we just started walking downhill. We ended up miles away from our truck. We hit the dirt road that we're supposed to, and here comes a
Forest Service.
Forest Service truck. And the lady pulled over and she said, "You guys lost?" I said, "We're at Bismarck Lake." And I said, "We parked at Bismarck Lake. I couldn't find my truck." She said, "Get in."
She saw it. She had seen it. She said she had seen it. She goes, "I saw that."
So we had this bag that was breaking apart because it had gotten wet.
Not plastic. It was paper bags at that point. You're talking 44 years.
And
That's a long time.
and we had our blanket and we had our dog, and she drove us back. It was like, I never get lost.
And then we just stayed together.
I wanted to marry Susie within like 3 or 4 weeks of meeting her. I thought she was it. The problem is the stigma of you don't get married that fast. So then she got pregnant. Oh,
I don't know. I kind of think were we dating? We're together, whatever. And we still lived 2 doors apart. I was using a file cabinet as my dresser because I would use a file cabinet later on, right? Yeah. Okay, and you can just transport it. And it's like, that's not right. So him being a builder, he said, "Okay, well, we're going to go down to my house." And who did we have with us?
Mark, my roommate in college.
Okay, so Mark went down with us. So the 3 of us went down, and he was going to build me a cupboard that I could put my clothes in, shelves. I'm like, okay. And so we all went down there, and we just got there, and we're going to dinner or somewhere, whatever, with his little brother who was, 8 years old? Yeah, Michael's 8 years old. And we're in the car, and I'm in the back seat, and he's in the front seat with Mark. And Michael turns around and he goes, "You love her, you're going to marry her, huh?" It's like, wait, what? I mean, I think I'd met your parents, and they're like, "Oh," they thought I was with Mark. So it's like, oh, we're going like, well, wait a minute, we just met.
I had to break my Catholic parents into the fact that Susie was pregnant before we're getting married. So when I met with them, it was interesting. My brother Mark was with us. We're sitting at the table, and I said, "Susie and I are getting married." And the first thing out of my mom's mouth was, "Is she pregnant?"
Her sister was pregnant.
Who what?
Her sister was pregnant. Or Marianne was pregnant. Your aunt, Marianne, was pregnant.
She was. I didn't know that.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
His uncle's wife. Yeah.
So Mom has a brother and a sister, both older. And Uncle Fran married Aunt Mary. And I did not know that she was pregnant before.
Your parents got married, and then Aunt Marianne borrowed your mom's wedding dress, and they got married right after that.
Okay.
See, I know those stories from his mom, because his mom and I hung out a lot. She was great.
Yes. Okay.
My mom hadn't even met him. My parents hadn't even met him. I had my mom and my stepdad. And so I had to go back down to Phoenix and tell my mom that I was marrying somebody she hadn't even met. She didn't even meet him till the day of the wedding. She's like, "Well, okay."
Susie's mom told me the day of the wedding, "You really scared us." That was an interesting comment because she hadn't met me.
Yeah. Now what? Who is this guy?
See that look on Susie's face right there? That's what her wedding pictures look like too. Because it was different.
It was whirlwind.
Yeah, it was different. We got married with the Justice of the Peace the first time. At Josh's baptism. Is that it, right? Then we asked the priest if he would marry us. And so he performed a wedding ceremony then.
And we didn't tell our families that we were doing that.
We just did it. So we were married the Justice of the Peace and then in the church. So. Go ahead, you start. Well, I've got something that went through my head. But.
Okay. The hardest part was when, you're talking about 2 individual people trying to get together, and it's not, you have to fight your way through, right?
Yeah.
And we fought, and, loud arguments, and then we figured it out. It's like, we finally figured out how to just have a conversation without arguing at first. It's like, let's just talk about this. So I went upstairs to the loft and was going to sleep there. It's like, yeah, I'm not doing this. I'm done with this. You know, if we live in the same house, that's fine. Mm-hmm. And so he came up to talk to me and something, I don't know, we were having a conversation and I just got so mad. Whatever I said, I don't even know. And I just kicked backwards and I kicked a hole in the wall. Like, okay, well, that's going to have to be fixed, but I'm not going to live in this relationship like this anymore. So we got to do something else. And he's like, okay. And we did go through counseling. And I think that was the big, okay, we can do this. Therapy saved our marriage. And everybody's like, oh, I can't talk to someone. It's like, I think you find the right person, you can, or people who've been there, you know?
They would talk to us about stuff that no counselor would ever talk to us about. That was taboo. You don't cross certain lines. Boy, we needed those lines crossed. But to answer from my side, Susie's not a violent person. But when we were in the thick of things, every once in a while I'd go to sleep wondering if she was going to put a pillow over my head. And I'm not saying that casually. I would say, do I really want to stay in this bed? Because I'm not sure I'm going to wake up. But she's not like that, so I don't know where those thoughts came from. But
it came from me because I told you that.
Well, you told me after the fact, maybe, but during that, there was a fear, and that was really odd because it was uncharacteristic. I don't fear a lot of things, but we were in such turmoil that different things could have happened. So that was interesting in its own regard.
It says, till death do we part. And I was at that point willing to help death along. And I told him that. I'm like, so I did. I got up really early. I woke up. I couldn't sleep like at 2 o'clock in the morning. So I took the dog for a very, very long walk and didn't get back until like, I don't know, 6 o'clock in the morning. He's like, where have you been? And I'm like worried. It's like, well, it was either suffocate you with a pillow or take the dog for a very long walk. And he's like, okay.
And we've been married for 4 years now. So a quarter of the way in where we are now. Mm-hmm. And it's been pretty good since.
I think, first of all, commitment. I think a lot of people don't commit long-term to this. They're like, oh, we'll do it if it works out. And they're easy to get out of it. Because divorce is so easy these days, where I don't even get married and then I just walk. But I also think communication, but asking for help. I mean, we got to get rid of that taboo of it's okay to ask for help. And that's in everything. But we also have to have people, when you ask for help, they don't brush it under the carpet or say, oh, no, it'll be fine. Just, I don't know. But we have to be willing to address dysfunction.
Divorce has never been in our vocabulary, okay? It's not an option. Well, I had a good example in my parents' life. They just passed away and they were celebrating 79 years or something like that. I know they crossed their 75th.
They were 90
I know
and got
they
married in
crossed
their
their
24th?
75th, so
70 years.
70 years at least.
Yeah.
And that's a milestone just because they were so old. A lot of people don't have that choice because their spouses pass away. But that was never their vocabulary either. Mm-hmm. Part of it's because you're Catholic and it's not so easy to get out of a Catholic marriage, or it used to not be. But we never even thought about it. We're not even there. So commitment is huge. It's more powerful than just a contract or an I do. It's total heart commitment, and I'm going all out and all in for this. So that's what I would say keeps us together.
I mean, my mom was married and divorced 3 times with living boyfriends in between, and it's like, okay, I saw only instability and only, okay, where are we going to be now? Is there anybody here? No, we were left alone on our own a lot.
Susie can tell you, 4 or 5 different states and lots of different cities.
Yeah.
I have stability behind me, and she really craved that. She loves how my family is, that they're still together. She loves how they're all close-knit. My family is atypical, and it's outstanding.
I love his family.
She does.
Yeah.
Because things don't matter. People do. So I have a family, a background that is outstanding. And Susie got to be part of that.
Yeah. Well, and they include me in that, which is kind of cool. I was the first daughter-in-law. I was the only daughter-in-law for a long time until Mark got married 20 years later. She treated me like her daughter. We would sit at the table and have middle of the night conversations, solve the problems of the world. We would have those. And it was really cool because I got to be there her last week. So, but I got to take care of her and give Sue a break. And she died, she fell and she died a week later. But she fell the day I was leaving. I'm like, oh. But I had so much fun with her, just hanging out, just making her laugh. I would just make her laugh. Because she had dementia so badly, she couldn't remember. And every day we would go to the extra room, the spare room where I had the suitcase. She goes, oh, when are you leaving? Every day. I'd say, well, I'm not going to leave for 2 more days. I said, but look what's in my suitcase. And Julie had given me a boatload of stuffed animals for Alita. I said, look what your sister or your daughter gave me, what I have to take home. And she would laugh about that. Oh, Julie. And then I would go to my car, and he had packed the back of my car full of wood from the desert. And I had to drive back to Tennessee. I said, and look what your son did. She goes, and she would just start laughing every day for a week. We would do the lap around the house. I know, and we would just sit, and she would be chuckling about a book, and we would just have fun. I mean, we just had that kind of a relationship, which I didn't have with my mom, which was great.
There's things I miss from them. I would want to hear some of those conversations again, or hear that story. Every once in a while it comes up. I'm like, oh, I wonder what Dad did at this time. I forgot to ask him that. Oh, Mom, she used to do this. I wonder why she did that, because that was really nice of her. So I miss that, and I understand that this will help, or could be something the kids can see later.